SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He went bogey, double, par, birdie, bogey. Thomas Dietrich's all over the place here today.
This golf course is so volatile where it can make you look like a fool in just a matter of minutes. And, you know, you look at a guy like Thomas Dietrich. You know, he's right there tied for the lead or whatever it was, and now he's like 4 or 5 over in the wink of an eye.
In-game live, all access, only on SportsGrid.
Despite me being a Yankee fan, I think Joe would deserve the label as Aaron Judge's biggest fan, not through any bias, but just through the amount of money that he's made anybody who's been betting on him.
I just had him for that home run, and I'm going to go back to it today. That home run coming in at plus 230. Max Fried here, while he has been strong, this is Aaron Judge.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between. The Friday Night Freak Show has begun. Let's do this thing. We're going to run the gauntlet tonight. Major League Baseball, CFL football, Copa America soccer, Euro Cup soccer, UFC 303, a little AFL football for the overnight bettors tonight. We got a full house on the program. We've got action going on right now as we speak. Let's jump into what's coming up in the next couple of minutes, including the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants, one of the best rivalries in sports. The Dodgers have owned the San Francisco Giants as of late. They've won 8 of the last 10 times that they've played. We've got Stone versus Logan Webb tonight. Excuse me, Knack versus Webb tonight. And even though it's Webb, you know, the Dodgers are on a roll. One thing about this rivalry as well, Dodger fans have taken over San Francisco. Giant fans are kind of worn out. They haven't won in a while. Dodger fans do make the trip. They take the stadium over, so it's not like it's a home game or anything. The Dodgers get fired up for these games. So we're going to, we'll pull the trigger on the Dodgers. Anytime you get the Dodgers at a decent price like this, we'll jump in. But it's not the lock of the century or anything like that. And as I stated, it's Knack on the hill. Stone was the last game. So it's Landon Knack versus Logan Webb. We got the Minnesota Twins and the Seattle Mariners in action tonight as well. The Mariners at home. And we'll get into the Major League Baseball postseason bracket. If the playoffs ended today a little bit later on, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty wild, actually, if you look actually at what the playoffs would be if they started today. So we've got a lot of baseball talk on the program. The NHL draft is going on tonight. I really haven't spent any time watching this draft. To be honest, it just gives me a headache. This fear thing is really cool from the outside. And I went to the Formula One race, and I sat in the spear zone, and it was super cool. Right? They had like graphics going on and stuff like that. So outside, it's all right. But inside, man, it's like being on acid or something like that, or magic mushrooms. And I've already done that. I don't need to go see the wall and drop 5 hits of acid again with some like giant ass screen in front of me, because that's what the spear is. Like, I swear to God, I saw it. It's same thing for concerts. It's too much. It's too much video. Like, you know, I mean, the stage is tiny, and then you got this massive, like, sort of, you know, panoramic, you know, video screen around you. I get it. I guess it's cool, like I said, if you want to trip out or something like that, but I'm tripping out enough. I need points in this CFL game. I got to tell you, CFL has been playing to the under more than the over the last couple of weeks. We're only 4 weeks in right now, but the numbers are kind of sharp, and teams are kind of hitting the wall. Like, they kind of do what they do. We talked about it with the BC Lions. You know, they haven't cracked 30 points yet this year. They're good, and they're 3-1, but they keep on scoring 24, 26, 27 points in their games. And turnovers have been a killer. The Argonauts were about to score. They threw an interception. The Alouettes threw an interception in the end zone. The Alouettes just missed a field goal. You know, I don't want to say there's been 17 points left on the field in this game, but there kind of has been. So it's 23-12 right now for the Montreal Alouettes, and there's under 6 minutes remaining. The game's not going to go over the number. I'm really hoping that this teaser could hit. And every Friday we're on and these CFL games are ending, and we've been on the right side of a couple of these at the end. Like, normally crazy things happen in CFL games in the final couple of minutes, but the Alouettes are just too damn good. They're dominating the Argos. They just scored a touchdown right now. So 29-12, extra point pending. They make the kick, so they'll be up to 42. Toronto won't be trying to kick field goals from here on out. They'll go for it. So if we get another touchdown, hell, if we get another field goal, we'll go over. Last night we lost the teaser, guys. It was 46 with BC to win, and it got to 45. You know, like, we've just been on the wrong, you know, just a day late and a dollar short. We probably should have teased this game to the under. We are on the Montreal Alouettes. So, like I said, we're going to run the gauntlet tonight. Euro Cup soccer is back tomorrow. So we got 2 games tomorrow, 2 games, two games a day for the next couple of days. Alouettes make the extra point, 30-12 with 5:24 left. I don't know, maybe we can get a pick 6. Maybe the Argos can make a play. The Alouettes defense is ruthless. Like, they don't let up on you. And, like, it's hard to hold a team to 12 points in the CFL. And anyone who's watched the Argos this year, the Argos have put big points up in both their games, but the Alouettes are clearly the best team in the Canadian Football League right now. And our season win total of 9.5 is looking pretty good, as they're about to be 4-0. So a great start. I do think, and we told you before the season started, I think it'll be the Montreal Alouettes versus the BC Lions in the Grey Cup. If they played right now, Montreal would probably win, but they're going to be playing at the end of November. So there's a lot of stuff in between now and then. We've got a big UFC card this week, and we're watching the ceremonial weigh-in and the final face-offs tonight. There's some real heat in these fights. The main event is badass. We went over it with Lou last night, but we'll recap what we think the best bets are for UFC 303. And speaking of the UFC, I tweeted about this earlier in the day. Wild stuff with Khabib. So, of course, Khabib is retired, but he's running an MMA. He's got his own gym, and he's got his own training center in Dagestan. There was a terrorist attack. There was an attack over the weekend in Dagestan this past Sunday in which a church and a synagogue were both attacked. All right? And, you know, it's a little religious holy war type stuff. You know, you got the Muslims and different factions. And so a synagogue and a church, a Christian church, was attacked. 19 people died. 15 of them were law enforcement, Russian forces. So there was 19 deaths, 15 of them. And today there was video of the Russian forces raiding Khabib's gym. And the backstory to this is basically that a couple of the people that were involved in the attack train and are buddies with Khabib. So they want to speak to Khabib. They raided the gym earlier in the day. Conor McGregor and all of his fans are like doing victory laps right now, saying, see, we told you, Conor told you that he was a bad guy years ago. And listen, he might be, but it doesn't change the fact that Khabib still beat the crap out of Connor when they fought, right? So whatever happens in the future, that doesn't kind of doesn't erase it. That it still stands. But nevertheless, pretty crazy story. Never a dull day at mixed martial arts, I tell you that. 4 minutes left in this football game. I was talking about needing a pick six or something. Man, the Alouettes nearly just hawked another one. They picked off on the last drive. They picked it off and returned it to the 10-yard line. They nearly just did right now. You know what? All I need is a field goal here. The best case, I'm trying to will this. I'm thinking, all right, how can we get this home here? The Argos are going to have to go for it. Like they're not going to have a choice, even though they're on their own 20-yard line. So if they could get I need the Alouettes to stop them right now, and I need the Argos not to punt. And then the Alouettes would have the ball on the Toronto 20. We get a field goal, and this game goes over the number on the teaser. It's wishful thinking, but as anybody knows that's tuned into my show for years and knows me, I'm a positive person. Son of a, they're going to get the first down. They get the first down. The problem with this is now we need the Argos to go 70 yards down the field and score a touchdown, which I don't think they're capable of. They'll screw it up at some point. They're having a hard time. Everything is dink and dunk. So they're not making there's no big play capability here for them to they scored a quick touchdown. The Alouettes defense is that good. They're getting to Cameron Dukes. Dukes is getting humbled a little bit tonight. Here's another one, dink and dunk. You're losing by 18 points with 3.5 minutes left, and you just threw a 2-yard pass. This is going to be a frustrating loss, but let's bitch this baby home. This is SportsRage.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau!
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible, so I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
All right, let's do this thing. The Friday Night Freak Show has begun. I am Gabriel Morency, Sirius XM Channel 159 on the SportsGrid radio and television networks. We've got a couple of blowouts that are concluding right now in Major League Baseball. Yankees have been struggling. Jays were up early, but the Yankees have exploded for 16 runs, 16-5 right now, 2 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Mets have been super hot. They've won 15 of their last 19 games coming into tonight. And I think there's something to it. A couple of months ago, there was a big viral sensation on TikTok, people doing the Grimace challenge. And Grimace has become a very popular McDonald's figure once again, and rightfully so. Ronald McDonald's kind of creepy. So, Grimace is more relatable. But Grimace, I don't know if he threw out the first pitch. Whatever. The Mets there's one thing the Mets are pretty good at with their throw out the pitch type of invites. Although I'll never forget the time they invited that Tekashi 6'9" kid to throw out the first pitch. And literally the next day he got arrested. It was such a Met thing to happen. It's like, well, let's bring this local rapper in. It's like, yeah, he's got arrested for shooting 3 people, as by the way, right? So, but they brought Grimace in, and they've been on a run since. And Grimace is there tonight. Met fans are dressing up like Grimace now. And Met fans are like hypochondriacs, all right? Oh, there's always something wrong with me. Even they can't pitch right now. They're rolling. And they're rolling right now, 7-2 over the Astros. Dodgers and Giants have just gotten started, so let's get into it. Let's bring Steve Merrill and Cam Stewart. Good to see you, Steve. What do you think of the Los Angeles Dodgers and San Francisco Giant game tonight?
Well, Gabe, we've talked about this for a few years. As you know, you either play the Dodgers 1.5 run line when they're a favorite, or you play the other team outright to win as a good plus money dog. And didn't work the other night. The Dodgers came back to win 4-3, but they won their other 2 games against the White Sox 7-0 combined. So you're still 2-1 with that premise against the White Sox. And going back now over the last 2.5 weeks, I think they've only won 2 games exact by a run. You're 15-2 with that method. You either play the Giants outright or you play the Dodgers run line. I would lean Dodgers run line in this one. I don't think they'll overlook a divisional rival in game 1. I'd like to play good road favorites in game 1 on Friday night. It's been a very good angle over the years.
I agree with the run line when they're favorites, but when it's a short price like this, listen, you're getting a big price, right? When you're taking them on the run line tonight. With the game basically being the odds what it was, but my theory is anytime you get the Dodgers, minus 160 and less straight up, minus 150, I just sort of take them. It doesn't happen often, but you mentioned the White Sox series. That was the most ridiculous lines ever. The game 1 they were minus 115, they won 3-0. Game 2 they were big favorites. And then game 3, it wasn't that bad. It was minus 160, minus 170. So I thought it was a fair price. Logan Webb on the hill tonight. But one thing I'll say, Merrill, I'll throw it to you after Cam to see who you got in this game. I put very little stock in. There's a few exceptions, Paul Skeens is pitching, and there's a few guys. But pitching in Major League Baseball, starting pitching, I think is one of the most overrated handicapping tools that people rely on too much. They get scared off. They're like, oh, Crochet is on the hill. Oh, against the Dodgers. I don't care if Nolan Ryan's on the hill. The White Sox shouldn't be minus 115 or you know what I mean? So I personally think, and that's why tonight, Cam, I think Logan Webb's a good pitcher, but you're getting the Dodgers out of near pick 'em. I'm pulling the trigger every time.
Yeah, I'll give you credit, Gabe. You and Steve do it a lot more than me, but I even looked at the price. And the thing about Webb, too, is he's been touched up a little bit. He's not a perfect pitcher, right? And the Dodgers, they have the bats to do it. I think it's a very fair price tonight. The Dodgers, these guys don't like each other as well. And the Dodgers get up for these type of series against teams like this that they hate. Both teams hate each other. So I think the Dodgers are a fair price. And the kid pitching for the Dodgers actually looked pretty good. I like LA tonight, Gabe. Small play on the Dodgers. I'm not hammering it. Got a lot on the CFL game, and it's going quite well with the Montreal Alouettes, hottest team in football. These guys are amazing.
One thing with the Dodgers, yeah, they'll be fired up, kind of, for San Francisco. Dodger fans will be fired up. Dodger fans have, over the last few years, have, taken over San Francisco when they go there. But that's what makes the Dodgers. They're pretty robotic. They're not a very emotional team. They don't get up and down for series. They just go out, they do their thing, and the numbers add up. And right now, guys, Ohtani, one of the hottest players, the hottest player in baseball right now. We've got we'll get to this on the other side. We got the playoff bracket if the playoffs started today. But other games going on right now, Minnesota and Seattle. Steve, the Mariners have been a big-time under team. That trend got busted up a little bit. But for the most part, they've been an under team. And right now, we're only in the 3rd inning, and the in-game total is already 4.5.
Yeah, I mean, for the game itself, I think it was around 7, right? So it was the lowest total on the board. Even that Dodger-Giant game, by the way, I would lean under in that one. It's 7.5. Knack has been good, like Cam said. Webb's been decent. Both bullpens are good. You're right, Gabe. You got to handicap the bullpens, right? Because they go like half the game. And both Seattle and Minnesota have had strong bullpens this year. By the way, going into last week, top 5 starting pitching ERAs in baseball, Yankees, Orioles, Dodgers, Phillies. No surprise, Mariners. They were the other top 5. This is a very underrated Seattle team that's playing good baseball.
It's interesting you say that. With all the modern numbers and analytics that people use for baseball, Steve, you just said so the top ERAs. Look at the teams, the top 5 teams with home runs too.
Right.
It's basically the same things. It's like, there's Baltimore.
I'm sure the Orioles and Yankees are up there, right?
There's the Yankees, exactly.
The best home runs. Yeah, it's not complicated, right?
I hate to simplify it, but you and I was talking about, Steve, about, look at the box score of a basketball game and the 3-point shots. In baseball, pitching will always be important, right? Well, I'm not saying the starting pitching is important, but they just don't last that long. They don't leave them out that long. Hell, guys have no hitters and they take them out now. Like it's a new world right now that we're in. But I hate to simplify it, but it is true. And if you look, I'll get you the rankings right now. The top teams with just who hits the most home runs, they're all the best teams in baseball. I mean, just point blank. It's been this way for a couple of years. Like people think like, the Dodgers are some sort of like smart team and analytics and stuff. Not really. They swing for the fences. When they won the World Series, they set a record. I think they hit like 48 home runs or something in the playoffs. Right? That's basically they swing for the fences, and if it goes over the walls, they win. If it doesn't, they lose.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just
Sometimes
did.
the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen and watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He went bogey, double, par, birdie, bogey. Thomas Dietrich's all over the place here today.
This golf course is so volatile where it can make you look like a fool in just a matter of minutes. And, you look at a guy like Thomas Dietrich. He's right there tied for the lead or whatever it was, and now he's like 4 or 5 over in the wink of an eye.
In-game live, all access, only on SportsGrid.
Despite me being a Yankee fan, I think Joe would deserve the label as Aaron Judge's biggest fan, not through any bias, but just through the amount of money that he's made anybody who's been betting on him.
I just had him for that home run, and I'm going to go back to it today. That home run coming in at plus 230. Max Fried here, while he has been strong. This is Aaron Judge.
Game time decisions, only on Sports.
Thank you, I appreciate this. You want one of these?
I'm good, KG.
You want your ginger shot?
I'm good, man, I'm good.
I need some positivity today. I'm trying to cover this spread, and your vibe is off, G.
What's wrong with my vibe?
You got to get you one of these, G. Get to sip some of this positivity in your life, and boom! You see that? Spread's covered. Thank you, Mama. In a minute, G. Ha-ha!
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. So we were hoping for a late touchdown by anybody in this game. We get it. 30-20 right now. We're on the Alouettes. We're on the 7-point teaser to the over with the Alouettes. But I'm also on the over of the football game. And it's brutal because the total is 50.5, and they're at 50 right now. I'm about to lose by half a point, and I'm going to lose. I'm not just saying this is wishful thinking. Like, the Alouettes are going to be able to kill off 58 seconds here. They won't have to kick a field goal. Unless something really crazy happens here. I'm going to lose by half a point. I'll go 2-1 in the game. I'll take it. But last night, I lost a 7-point teaser by 1. I needed 46, and we got to 45. Like, daylight dollar short last 24 hours with some of these picks here. We'll get into the Copa. We'll get you caught up to date with what's happened in the Copa America. We got Steve Merrill in the house. And just interesting, guys, we were going over as we were mentioning, you look at baseball now to simplify. It's very similar to the NBA. Can you hit 3-point shots? Like, we all get mad. People get mad about, old people get mad about modern baseball launch angles and why do they all try to hit home runs? They have made the conscious decision that it's better to go 1 for 4 and get that run than expect, 2-3 guys in a row to get a single and a double. And it's changed the game, but you can't argue with the numbers. Major League Baseball teams home run per game. Number 1, Baltimore. Number 2, New York Yankees. Number 3, LA Dodgers. Number 4, the Mets. Now, look, guys, the Mets are 15-5 in their last 20. Mets. Number 5, the Philadelphia Phillies, who are a badass team that are killing teams this year. Oh, yeah, Cleveland ranked 8th on this list, which you wouldn't think of. And then Cleveland also have the pitching as well. And, oh, yeah, by the way, Cleveland like 30 games over 500. I hate to simplify it, but he who hits the most home runs seems to win in modern Major League Baseball. But get the playoff bracket up, guys, because this is crazy. This is what the playoffs would be if they started today, guys. Like, amazing. Wow. You want to talk about random, cool new matchups? Yeah. The Seattle Mariners would face off against the Kansas City Royals.
I love it. What a series.
The Baltimore Orioles would have the bye, and they'd get the winner of that series. So it would be Seattle or KC versus Baltimore. The Yankees get the Twins. Poor bastards. The Twins can't beat the Yankees. They've lost like 200 games in a row to them. The Yankees would play the Twins. The Cleveland Guardians would actually have a bye and get the winner between the Yankees and the Twins. The National League, the Atlanta Braves versus San Diego. Tommy, San Diego, the Friars in the postseason right now. San Diego versus the Braves. The Phillies would get the winner. And the Brew Crew and the Cardinals would play with the Dodgers getting the winner. And I'll throw it to you first, Steve, on this. If you notice something weird about this, you're better off being the 2 seed. Like, notice the pattern here. Like, if you're the Phillies are the number 1 team in the National League, would you rather get the Atlanta Braves after or the Brewers and the Cardinals after? Very similar situation. Like, when you look at the other side here, like with the best team in the American League. All right, great. What's your reward if you're the Cleveland Guardians? You get the New York Yankees after, right? Like, you instead of getting the Mariners and the Royals. It was the same thing last year with the Dodgers. I know this is a Dodger fan. When you get the 1 seed, you get screwed over and have to play a tougher team. It's just a stupid format that they have.
You don't want to be the 1 or the 2 seed. If history's any indicator, you want to be one of those wild card teams because they've gone to like the World Series every time. I mean, aren't the teams with the bye like on like a 1-9 run or something? I know my Orioles got swept last year, I believe. Yeah, it's crazy.
You're right, Steve. You're off, and then it's a 5-game series. You come back, you lose the first 1 or 2, and you're done.
Yeah, so I don't, it doesn't make sense to me still that it should work that way, but the sample size is small, but the results have been strong. By the way, I'll take whoever's the runner-up in the American League East to win the whole thing. It had been the Orioles the last few weeks, and now, as you said, they're slightly ahead of the Yankees by tiebreaker. By the way, second best win percentage in baseball right now is the Guardians. Who would have seen that? And the Orioles, Phillies, and Dodgers are all within a run of each other for the best run differential in baseball.
I want to call it upset and say the Mariners go far.
Woo. Got the pitching.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
It was nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible, so I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Steve, you were just looking at some more numbers right now during the break, and a surprise team as far as pitching was concerned. What was the stat? Opposing teams' batting average, right? Opposing teams' batting average on the road.
I use road games only. Yeah, the reason I use road games only is because you obviously have to take out course field because Colorado's stats are going to be awful. Although what's interesting, Gabe, is I looked at ERA pitching staff. Colorado's dead last. I was like, well, it's because they play at altitude. They're dead last on the road and at home, their ERA. So that's how bad the Rockies are.
They're brutal.
Yeah. So maybe I don't need to be looking at road-only stats. It doesn't matter. But opposing batting
the altitude, is a little overrated, too, in the modern era as well. Because they can't. It's not like the old days. They use that humidor thing with the baseball. They mess with the baseballs. They put them in a fridge and stuff like that.
All you have to do is look at the totals, guys, in those games.
The totals are still like 11, Cam.
Yeah, but
they're still like 11.
But part of it, Steve, is they're bad. Do you have the numbers, Steve, in front of you? What are the Rockies' over-unders record at home compared to the road? I'd like to see.
I would like to see that too.
I think they're probably more under.
I bet they have more. I bet they have more unders. I'm going to predict more.
I bet
unders.
they do too. I got it right here. They're on the season coming into tonight. They were 41-38, 21-19 on the road. So they were 20-19 at home. So 50-50 on both.
Okay. But like you said, so they have higher totals. And I'm not an idiot. I'm not saying the altitude doesn't matter at all, but it's baked into the number. Number two, it's changed, right? Pitchers, they know how to pitch, they keep the ball down. It's not like every game is wild. And like Steve just said, the Rockies are just bad. Their pitchers are bad, right? So their games could, they could have a lot of runs. The odds makers can't make their totals 8.5, no matter where it is. Their staff is so bad. But a team that was a surprise team, and Steve was like, wow, guess what team was 6?
Right.
And just for the we're on late, Steve, here nightly. So we're always on during these Angel games. And the Angels have been a pretty good under team, actually, like at home. Like they play, and you got road numbers, but their staff, they have no-name pitchers, but they do play a lot of lower-scoring games, the Angels.
Yeah, so looking at road-only opposing batting average, so what the other team is hitting against their pitching staff, Dodgers and Orioles are the best 2 in baseball. Not a surprise, right? And then you've got the Guardians 4th, Braves 5th. But 3rd is the Reds. I was shocked by that. And 6th was the Angels, ahead of the Yankees and Phillies. So you're right. The Angels have held teams in check maybe a little bit better than people realize.
It's weird, too, Kev, because in Steve, in the past years, it used to be, man, if the Reds only had some pitching, they'd be really good.
I know.
And the last 2-3 years, their pitching has been good, and they can't hit anymore suddenly.
Yeah,
their hitting is
bad
inconsistent.
bullpens, I think, at times.
Their bullpen is
bullpen
horrible.
Problem.
Yes, and same with the Reds. The Reds, they've never shored it up. That's their problem. They actually get good pitching, but they blow games. And Gabe's right. The runs, like they used to score like a million runs now, and then they have power outages. They're just a weird baseball team. It's amazing though. Gabe Quantrill of the Rockies, his ERA is 3.5. That's pretty damn good for the Rockies, but they got a lot of, you said it, like gas cans, like Gomber's like their second best pitcher. That staff reeks.
Now, their bullpen's worse in baseball, Cam. The Rockies. Yeah. I think their road ERA. I was looking at it today on Wager Talk. I think their road ERA is like 6.5 this year. The Rockies. That's not even at home. That's like on the road.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, it's not just the altitude; they're bad. But there's always a context to every number, Steve. Right? There's always a flip side to something, and we can talk about these pitching numbers and stuff, but the fact of the matter is we have the lowest batting average league average going back to 1968 going on right now. And is it because the pitching is so amazing, or is it because what I talked about a little bit earlier, hitters, like, no, I will not be punished for going 1 for 5 if I hit a home run. I will make money. And in fact, the general manager wants me to try to hit a home run and doesn't care if I strike out. They really don't. Like, the strikeout's fine. Just don't hit into a double play, right? You strike out, hit a home run, and, you'll make $30 million a year. There's very few hits in games, Steve, now, right? Like, you look at, it's picking up a bit now because the pitchers are more worn out. It's hotter out and the humidity and stuff. But, like a good example is right now, guys. So the Angels and the Tigers are playing. We're going into the 5th inning here. There's been 5 hits in the game, 2 hits and 3 hits. Like, like the Athletics and D-backs, 3 hits and 3 hits. Like, teams don't get hits. They get home runs now, Steve. Like, they don't, rack up hits anymore. So the pitching stats look better than they are.
Correct. And I was looking at it right now. Over the last 100 years, there's only been twice there's been a lower batting average than the 242 this year. It was in 1967 and 68, 242 and 237. And
you like my memory bank, Steve? I said 68 right off my brain here. Boom, 1968.
Well, the first thing I thought, Gabe, was what year did they lower the mound? Because that's when Bob
Gibson
had the monster season. 1968. I think it was right after 1968. So here's what's interesting also, Gabe. Look at one of the other lowest in the last 100 years was 2022, 2 years ago, 243. So 2 of the 4 lowest in the last 100 years were this year and 2 years ago. Could we see a rule change? I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's going to be one like the mound change, but that was a big one.
I remember when we grew up, guys, 240 used to be the skinny Venezuelan shortstop. They were like, don't worry, he doesn't need to hit. He's really good on defense.
That was a good defensive shortstop. Exactly right.
What a great
it's like,
player.
He hits 240, he doesn't hit home runs, but he's really good defensively. It's cool.
Gold glove. Yeah, exactly.
Well, remember the Mendoza line is 200s, the Mendoza line, which is like, all right, listen, that's bad. You're out of the game. Dude, watch baseball now. There's big-name guys come up, man. Even guys on the Dodgers. Chris Taylor hitting 197. It's like, dude, we're going into July. You're hitting 197, bro. Like, look at the Dodgers. As good as they are, they're bottom of their lineup. 217, 197, 207. Like, dude, they're going to have to rename the Mendoza line, Steve. It's crazy.
1987, 263, and it was in the high 250s all the years around that. So 1987 was 263. Wow.
All the way down to this.
2000 was 270. 2000 was 270 for the league, which was obviously the height of the dot-com bubble and the steroid bubble. 271 in 99, 270 in 2000. It's amazing how that can change in 20 years.
Man, we're going backwards.
All-time high to all-time low.
So what's going to happen in 10 years from now? The average is going to be 210? 210. 215.
It's steadily down for a decade now because I'm looking here. 2016 was 255 and 17 was 255. 48, 52, 45, 44, 43. Boom. Yeah.
It just sort of cements my point in that it's not like these guys can't hit. You can tell me Shohei Ohtani can't hit. Mookie Betts can't hit. Aaron Judge can't hit. There's a ton of guys that can hit. It's financial. They know, they understand, like, this is the way that the game is. I need to hit home runs and I'll get paid, and this is what they want. I told a story before. I was buddies with a guy in the Expos. He was good, and he used to hit 280 all the time, and one year he hit 22, 23, 24 home runs or something like that, and it ruined him. The next year, that's all he tried to do, and I asked him. I was buddies with him, and I said, dude, why are you always trying to hit home runs, man? You used to hit the ball in the gap all the time and with doubles and stuff. He goes, my agents told me if I can get to 30, I'll make $12 million. This is a while ago.
Right.
That's what it was about. Point blank. It wasn't about my game, the team. It wasn't about it. He said, no, he said, my agent told me if I can get to 30 home runs, I'll make X amount of money on my
Brad
next
Wilkerson,
contract.
Gabe? Is that the guy?
There's unnamed guys because, some of these stories. But, but like I said, that's that nature of the beast, Steve. It's a business, right? So the players look at it like that. It's like, all right, if I can hit 40 home runs, this is how much money I'm going to make. It's better than getting a single.
NFL, man. They draft these giant quarterbacks, right? They don't want the 5 foot. They don't want the 5'11" Drew Brees or the 6 foot Drew Brees. They want the 6'8", monster pocket quarterback. And 1 out of 4, it's just the same mindset. But I thought the 3-point analogy was a great comparison, Gabe. That's probably the best example. It's kind of a risk reward thing, right? You're willing to fail more often, but it's worth more when you hit a home run. It's worth more when you hit a 3, so you can miss more of them. And it's changed the game, and everyone's doing it now.
And it really is true. If you watch an NBA game, guys, watch teams that just score points and get deuces. The math doesn't add up, man. Right. It does not add up. I saw it against the Boston Celtics in the playoffs. You would see that teams are scoring the Celtics, and the Celtics would just pop a 3 after. It's like, all right, 3-2, 6-4, 9-6, and it just starts to exponentially go.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau!
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
Nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible, so I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
This is Sports Rage. I am Morency. Steve Merrill with us just for a couple more minutes. Mick Ossie's going to step up and in. A game, guys, tonight. I didn't bet this game, but I did think, you know what? The Guardians going into KC this weekend could be a good look in the series. What do you think about a bounce back tomorrow, Steve, after the Royals are pounding them right now 10-3 late?
Hey, look, I mentioned before the break a minute ago that Cleveland has the second best win percentage in baseball behind only the Phillies. They've played a few less games than the Orioles and Yankees, but just like I said, the Phillies would regress. And by the way, they were 6-6 coming into tonight. They lost some key offensive guys, only won 2-0. I am looking for a reason to maybe fade the Guardians in the near future. Really good bullpen, but it looks like they're about to lose their third in a row. Maybe that regression has started.
Steve, I can't wait for college football. Have you started yet? I've started to dig in. This thing's not all that far away right now.
I mean, the thing is, though, the transfer stuff is kind of finalizing, but I'm just not messing with it yet. Arthur DeCesar was on from the Westgate the other week on Wager Talk TV. They got some money on Hawaii from 17 down to 16, SMU from 20.5 up to 21.5. But if you notice, people are just playing key numbers this far out. There's really hard to handicap these games otherwise.
Yeah, I'm looking more at futures, win totals.
Gotcha.
Yeah, win totals, conference champion numbers.
Michigan Wolverines under 9.5. Teddy's big on Michigan under 9.5.
Teddy,
is he?
And,
that's classic.
Yeah.
Teddy. Yeah.
Teddy thought we were going to lose to Alabama last year. Tell Teddy to settle down.
Yeah,
my boy Teddy.
Stefanski.
Guy's an alum. He's a bitter alum.
Right,
He's like the Unabomber.
I completely honestly forgot it was your Michigan Wolverines also.
He's the bitter
Teddy's
alum
big
like
on their
the
under.
Unabomber.
That was a little harsh.
That was very hard, but
like
it was
that.
funny. Yeah, that's right. Unabomber, Wolverine. A lot of interesting guys.
I once asked him, I'm like, what happened to you, Teddy? What did the University of Michigan do to you to tarnish?
He's
Like,
bitter.
Yeah,
He's told that story.
He's
He's told that story on Wager Talk today like 3 times. I've heard it 3 times now. They pulled his scholarship funding senior year, and he had to do 3 jobs and wash dishes, and he's very bitter.
Oh, whoa.
He's
a very bitter
I know
man.
him well. Like I told you, like
They
he
pulled his
reluctantly.
scholarship.
He
Do
saw
better.
my videos
It's
at the
Michigan
Rose
Bowl.
Bowl, and I was like, "This is the best thing ever." We won in overtime. He reluctantly
He's
said,
conflicted.
he was like, "Yeah, I was happy." Like he told me secretly. He was like, he sent me a text. He goes, I couldn't help but be happy." Like
He was
He's
very
consistent.
conflicted. He did.
Yeah.
Very conflicted when he's rooting for them. Yeah, so they opened 9.5, and now it's down 9 in most spots. It's like 9.5 minus 200. How about this, though, guys? Alabama also 9.5. That's how much things have changed in college football. Ralph Michaels had Georgia over 10.5 last week on Wager Talk today. With that one, I thought that had some value. But yeah, things are changing in college football this year.
I think right now with Michigan, I think they're 10-2. I think it's a 10-2 season personally, and that's a drop back. They were undefeated. They've lost 1 game in like the last 2 years, so it's a little bit of a drop back. But even though the schedule is tough, a lot of the games are at home. But we'll have time to get into this. It'll be fun. Look forward to seeing Teddy next month in Las Vegas. We're going to the USC LSU game on September the 1st. Steve, it's always a pleasure, my man. WagerTalk.com. Check out Steve talking baseball daily. Thanks, Steve.
Later, Steve.
Thanks, boys.
There's Steve Merrill with us. All right, we go from Steve Merrill to Mr. Mick Aussie, who steps up and in. And I guess it's fitting that Mick joins us because on the TV in front of me right now, it says Oilers looking to trade Jack Campbell. What's going on, Mick?
Jack Campbell?
No, I'm just the cat, man.
What's that ball you got there? You got a cricket ball.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
the cricket ball, mate. Getting pumped for the T20 World Cup final tomorrow morning. India versus South Africa. India, big favourites. I think they'll get it done. Afghanistan beat Australia and put us out, but we've won a lot lately. But, yeah, it's a great tournament down there in the West Indies, and they play games in New York as well. So it's really good, guys.
So India are minus 225 favorites over the South Africans. One thing, though, Mick, about India and cricket, I mean, I know it's popular in a lot of countries, but India and Pakistan, that's their thing, right? India lives for it. They got the best of the pro league and stuff. And I've talked about the Mumbai Indians being my team. I love that too. That like the Cleveland Indians had to change their name, but the Mumbai Indians still exist because they're really Indians. I just like that.
Yes, exactly.
It's like
That's
you
awesome.
can't tell us to change our name. We're from
Indians.
India and we're in Mumbai. We're the Mumbai Indians. Screw you. Like we ain't changing our name.
They've been around a hell of a lot longer than the Cleveland Indians were. I can tell you that. So they
imagine telling the Mumbai Indian fans, like going to Mumbai and telling them, "Listen, it's offensive. We got to change the name." You'd get
it's not
killed.
gonna go over well.
You'd be
Yeah,
like,
you would.
"Yeah, that's not." They'd be carrying you like in the coffin, like you see in the streets there. You'd be like, you'd be on the way out.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, Mick, all kidding aside, India, despite their passion for it, similar to Canada wanting to win a Stanley Cup, they often choke and don't win these World Cup matches. So what do you think? This is the time?
Oh, look, Australia, we beat them in the Test World Championship and we beat them in the 50 over, which was in India, as you know, and our boy Travis Head scored 143. Listen, India could have 3 teams that would beat probably most countries. The IPL is Indian Premier League is 20 over. They've just come off that, so they're in form. They're very good. Take their captain, Rohit Sharma, to score the most runs. He's the opening batsman and he's on fire. And for South Africa, if you like them to do well, Quinton de Kock. There you go, Cam. You love that name. Quinton de Kock is a very good batsman as well. So
hold on.
India to win, though.
You're throwing player props at us now. Hold on, let me load this up. Let me look. I don't know who these guys are.
Player props.
Okay, hold on. Player to match: JJ Burmrah, RG Sharma, V.
Sharma's
Kohli.
the guy. He says he likes Sharma.
He's the player to match.
Kohli's one of the best players ever, but he's out of form. He hasn't been playing well, but he's a legend in India. But there's Sharma, opening batsman, is on fire. And Bumrah is a great bowler as well. One of my favourite bowlers, mate. He is fast and he swings the ball. He's an absolute star. They could have 3 teams, India. They're so good at the T20, which is 20 overs. It's bash, bash, bash. But the West Indies and New York, there's been a lot in it for the bowlers. So it's been really entertaining. Not just bash, 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 which the IPL sometimes is too much for the batters.
I like what the over-under in the first inning is. 166 and a half.
Yeah, that's a total. Yeah.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau!
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
It was nice to at least walk down the last few holes, or at least the last hole, knowing that it was pretty much done. It's never safe, but very proud of everybody, and of course Tiro. I mean, what a week to get his first win in a few years and win by 6 in an absolutely dominant performance the way he did. It was absolutely incredible, so I couldn't be happier for him.
Certainly with not winning for 3.5 years, you kind of naturally question if you can do it again. So I'm just proud of myself to be able to get through that and play the way I did.
I told you guys off the top, we have a little bit of something for everybody on the show tonight. A little Cricket World Cup T20 action. India, minus 225 against South Africa. I'll jump in on the Indians in this match. Looks like I'll have to do it on the parlay, but let's see if there's any other options here. I was throwing out some of the odds boosts for this, but it's good to have Mick in the house to let us know that Kohli's out of form. So we won't fall for this odds boost of Kohli to score 1 plus 6s, score 30 plus runs, and most 6s. India. I'm looking at some of the other props here that they have, and they got a bunch of stuff here. Let me go dig deeper here. T20 top batter. Gurbaz minus 138. Sharma, plus 110. Q de Cock, plus 20 to 1. I'm not saying that one again. That's the guy's name. Q de Cock.
No, it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, what are you doing? You can't change.
You get that jersey, you get the guy's jersey in the back, Q de Cock. Like, that'll be a big one. Like, a popular one.
Yes.
What's this guy? I like this guy's name. R.R. Pant. Who the hell's R.R. Pant, Mick? R.R. Pant.
Yeah, his other guy's SS Slack. Yeah, Slacks.
Hey, listen.
Pant.
There's only 3 guys for top batter, really, like with the odds. The other guys are like 66 to 125 to 1. Gurbaz, Sharma, and Q de Cock. It is with a K. So
Sharma.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in on this Sharma stuff. Top bowler.
Been on 4. Fine.
Top bowler. Faruqi, minus 400. Singh, plus 450. Burma, 11 to 1. Norchi, 50 to 1. Rabada, 66 to 1. Looks like Faruqi's the man at minus 400 here.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
This is hardcore. You know what, Gary? We're going to put together. They actually have it. Same game parlay. I'm going to go with like the top bowler and India to win. And I'm going to put your boy like top. I'm dead serious here. I'm going to get him in top bowler, and then India. I'll put this together after. Let's get to the AFL with Mick. Mick, what are your best bets? What do you got for us this week?
All right. Well, I'd take a money line multi to win. Take the Western Bulldogs, the Sydney Swans, and the Carlton Blues. They should win, but there's some interesting games. On the money line, or 1 to 39, take the Collingwood Magpies and the Sydney Swans, or the Greater Western Sydney Giants. And I have some plus minus for you as well if you want them.
The 2 matches tonight, North Melbourne plus 39.5 against Western. Western Bulldogs minus 39.5. 183.5 is the total. And the Pretty Boy Surfer, the Swans, minus 27.5 against the Dockers. 172.5. What do you think about this, Mick? Are both favorites going to win tonight?
Yeah, I think the Dogs will win, but one of my best bets on the plus minus, the Kangaroos at plus 40.5. They've been doing well, the Kangaroos. They only just lost recently. 40's too much. Bulldogs are up and down. They should get it done. Take the Bulldogs to win 1 to 39, but the Kangaroos on the plus 40. Well, there it is, plus 38.5 on the screen there.
What do you think about your Adelaide Crows against Great Western Sydney tomorrow? The Crows are plus 2.5 point underdogs. So it's near pick.
Crows are done. We were meant to make the 8. I picked them to come 9th. We're terrible. We don't have the depth. Taylor Walker's back. We've got injuries. Greater Western Sydney Giants started the year great. And a lot of people think they'll be top 4, but they've been going rough lately. I'd take the Giants. Crows, they might get some real endeavour and spirit, but nah. Even in Adelaide, I think the Giants will get that done.
The Magpies are, it's basically a pick of minus 112 on the money line against Gold Coast. The Suns, 163.5. What do you think about this game?
Well, the Gold Coast Suns are very good at home because the ball gets slippery with the humidity. But the Collingwood Magpies beat them well there last year, and they got their great players back, including Pendlebury and DeGoey, the guy that got in trouble in the New York nightclub and got locked up for a night. So I think the Collingwood Magpies will get that done. And with the injuries, they're new.
You crazy Aussies, you're always getting in trouble.
That's the best, wasn't he? That's locked up. First headed down.
He did, mate.
Amazing.
He was an idiot, but he's calmed down now. He's got his head straight, so good on him. Very good player.
All right, we only got 10 seconds here, Mick. Geelong are 4.5 point underdogs against Essendon. Who do you like? And St. Kilda and Port Adelaide.
Yeah, Essendon to win, and I think Port Adelaide, but that's a tough one. I hope I'm wrong, but Port Adelaide.
Thanks, Mick.